begins with an offensive clash. Laughing Water is performing as we speak here at Citizens Bank Park. It is a tribute to the Grateful Dead here at Citizens Bank Park as the Phillies and the Milwaukee Brewers get set to kick off a long homestand. It's game one of a three-game series. Speaking of the homestand, so the Phillies have these three games against the Brewers and then the first-place Astros. So two first-place teams, at least for the moment. The Brewers are on a skid right now, and then the Atlanta Braves are in town for 4 games beginning next Friday. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy along with John Crook as we get set for this long homestand for the Phils. And boy, the Phillies are hoping their offense will continue to do what they did this past week in Miami. And they also hope that Aaron Nola continues his resurgence on the mound.
Yeah, Aaron had a great game in Milwaukee last week, right after the All-Star break, and without question, easily the best starting pitcher on this Phillies staff. And this is what he has to do to continue pitching this way against this Milwaukee Brewers powerful offense. Breaking balls, chasing, making them chase pitches, setting up that fastball. Look at that pitch, right at the knees, inside part of the plate, no chance. But they will swing and miss, these Milwaukee Brewers. He has to be smart in the zone, but he has to be equally as smart out of the zone.
All right, so you talk about swinging and missing. They didn't do that much against the Phils last weekend, but they have during this 5-game losing streak. Braun's not playing tonight, but these guys are hammering homers.
Yeah, these guys, this is what this offense is built on. Yeah, they have some speed, but they're going to hit the ball out of the ballpark. If they're going to beat you, they're going to have to hit some home runs to do it. If the Phillies pitching staff, starters and relievers, keep them in the park, we have a good chance of winning this series.
Well, that was Phillips' first Major League home run. He homered yesterday also for the Milwaukee Brewers. So last series, the Brewers won 2 of 3. The Phils, though, won Game 3 of that series. Phillies bullpen was good that weekend and have continued to pitch well during the rest of this week. All right, so it's a long homestand. Phils hope a little home cooking will keep them rolling. It'll be Aaron Nola on the mound. He'll be opposed by Matt Garza. He's also pitched well lately, making his 15th start of the year. When we return, we'll get to lineups and first pitch. Well, back here at Citizens Bank Park, where Aaron Nola is going to be on display against the Milwaukee Brewers for his second time in about a week's time. He'll get his warm-up tosses started up. Let's take a look at the Brewers lineup, brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. How hot has Domingo Santana been? Well, in the month of July, all he's done is hit .386 with 3 home runs and 10 RBIs. Little different lineup today for the Brewers. Craig Counsell said yesterday that he's just trying to give some guys a breather. So that's why you see Phillips in center field, Perez in left field for the injured Ryan Braun. And they'll face Aaron Nola 6-6 with an ERA of 3.54. I guess, John, all you can hope for is that he keeps pitching the way he's been pitching over the last several months.
Yeah, that's, I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, it's been very effective, and he's making a conscious effort, keeping the ball down in the strike zone. That's probably a great thing against this power-hitting team of the Milwaukee Brewers.
2-0 with an ERA of 1.42 against the Brewers, including last week when he went 6 innings against them. Now it's time for our Nissan keys to the game.
Well, that's one of the keys to the game. Keep Aaron Nola, keep on being Aaron Nola. Don't change a thing. He has been very effective. His last handful of starts, he was very effective in his start last week against these Brewers. Don't change anything. Make them make the adjustments and catch the ball. Whenever you're playing a team that has a bunch of guys in the lineup that can hit home runs, if you give them more than 3 outs in innings, more than likely they're going to capitalize and take advantage of it.
I think we saw that last weekend against these Brewers. All right, so Jonathan Villar was 4 for 13 in the series last week. Leads things off for Milwaukee. First pitch, take it outside. It's 1-0. Villar is 2 for 12 on this road trip. It has not been a good road trip for the Brewers. All of a sudden, the Cubs are a game out, and the Pirates are 3 games out in the Central. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And you gotta wonder if, you know, at some point the Brewers try to get a starting pitcher, you know, to help out this rotation.
Yeah, there's a lot of names that have been bouncing around out there. And I should correct that. They're a game and a half up over the Cubs because the Cubs have already lost today to the Cardinals. 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. We were in Milwaukee last week. They were 5 up over the Cubs. Actually 5.5 after the 1 game. Change up, hit foul down the left field line. 2-2.
Now, when you have a team that strikes out as much as the Milwaukee Brewers do, you're going to have bouts of inconsistency offensively. You know, there's a lot of times they can carry their pitching staff because they're going to score 7 or 8 runs. But if they're not scoring runs and they're striking out a lot, it's tough for them to win games.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Eric Thames is on deck.
Yeah, he hasn't homered since the break.
Yeah, teams are starting to pitch him a little differently. And a changeup, or it's just a fastball that's upstairs, ball 4. That's very un-Aaron Nola-like. And Eric Thames is coming up. Well, Murph, Craig Counsell said that they have to stay the course with this team. And obviously he's given some guys some time off. Ryan Braun's banged up, but this is their second 5-game losing streak of the season.
You know, Tom, I thought it was very interesting the way Craig Counsell was speaking today and how he spoke to the media after the Pirates series. They lost those, 5 straight games, starting with the loss to the Phillies last weekend, then 4 straight in Pittsburgh. And yes, as you mentioned, all of a sudden that 5.5 game lead is down to 1.5. And, but Craig Counsell said, look, we are still playing good baseball. If you look at the way we played against the Pirates, he said we feel very good about the way we played. The Pirates scored 15 runs in those 4 games. The Brewers only scored 9. They were not scoring runs, as John pointed out, but they only lost those games, 2 games by 1 run, 2 games by 2. He said, it is not time to panic. We are playing good baseball. We just didn't get a big hit when we needed it in those games, and that's going to happen. But I think it was interesting that he was trying to show his team that, look, it is not time to panic. We're a good baseball team. We've been in first place for most of the season for a reason. We just need to stay the course. Yeah,
and that's the thing. I mean, you get pressure sometimes. You sort of fold it up and go the other way. 1 ball and 1 strike to Thames, who was 5 for 16 on this road trip.
Well, if they want some one-run games, we can oblige them because we played in a bundle of them.
Now the standings, Cubs a game and a half out, Pittsburgh 3 out. Now St. Louis gained a half game, so they're 4 out. Braun's out with an apparent wrist injury. Thames grounds it to the right side. That might be 2. There's 1, and not in time to get him on the back end. Just wasn't hit hard enough. And 1 out here in the first.
Yeah, you said it, Tom. Just ball wasn't hit hard enough. I mean, Cesar got it to Freddie quick. Freddie got out of his glove quick. A great turn. Strong throw to Tommy, but Thames just beat it out. Too slow a hit ball. Early in the game, it's a little more wet in front of home, so the ball's not going to get there as quickly. After that fresh little sprinkle.
There's Domingo Santana hitting .290 on the year with 16 home runs at 51 runs batted in. Outside 1-0. By the way, the Brewers, and Craig Counsell's right about them playing well. They just haven't gotten the key hits. Their batting average with runners in scoring position has been terrible this last week. But the other part of it is that they led the Pirates series in 3 of the 4 games. They led 2-0, 3-0, and 1-0. Ball's hit sharply past Maikel Franco. And that puts runners on first and second.
Hey, Aaron Nola too. You know, we talked about he talked about, you know, the emphasis of keeping the ball down, pitching with movement, keep the ball down, and it's. You walk Villar, pitches up in the zone. Thames, you just got to roll over. But, here's another pitch that, you see where Andrew Knapp wanted that ball down and away. Instead, he got it middle or in, but still up a little bit to where Santana could get to that ball. You better keep it down on this young man.
Here's Travis Shaw. Shaw was 1 for 11 against the Phillies last week. A bouncer to shortstop. Galvis will take it right to the bag himself, and the double play wraps up the top of the first inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. Middle of the first. It's the Brewers 0 and the Phillies coming up. Here for the Milwaukee Brewers. He didn't pitch badly last week when he faced the Phillies. He comes in with a record of 4-4. Let's take a look at the lineup that he will face this evening. It includes Cesar Hernandez. It's brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Well, Howie Kendrick is active, but not in the lineup today. Pete Buchanan said he wanted to give him just an extra day. So in left field, it's Daniel Nava right behind Maikel Franco, who's batting cleanup. Franco with excellent numbers against the Brewers during his career, and that was highlighted last weekend in Milwaukee. He had a very good road trip for the Phils. Now they will face Garza, the 33-year-old.
It's amazing how much better your team looks when your 3 and 4 hitter are both hitting at the same time. And Cesar has gotten that spark at the top of the lineup, but like you said, Matt Garza pitched really good against the Phillies in Milwaukee this past week, and see the numbers. 91, almost 92 mile an hour change curve slider. 2-2, good ERA against the Phillies, but I think you got to pressure. You got to put pressure. Cesar gets on. You got to, we got to start running and creating runs with our legs.
Now the first pitch to Cesar outside. It's 1-0. Cesar did not face the Brewers last weekend. He was still on the DL, but he is a .348 lifetime hitter against Milwaukee. One ball, one strike. Big curveball that stayed pretty big, and it's 2-1. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Edward Michaelasco of Levittown. Phillies hit a home run at today's ball game. Then Eddie will win $200. Introducing the new signature crafted recipes at McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Boy, Garza really slowed up on that breaking ball.
He sure did.
I hope the Phillies hitters noticed that.
Lifetime 91 wins for Garza. Surprisingly, he's pitched a lot of games against the Phils, not only because he was with the Cubs and now the Brewers, but even with the Tampa Bay Rays, he got a chance to face the Phillies a handful of times, including the postseason. He has improved over the last several years. 3-2. Freddie Galvis waits on deck. And ball 4. All right, John, let's see if it comes to fruition. If he does get off and moving pretty quickly here. I think we watched him run in Miami and realized that the oblique is fine. There's nothing that's seemingly hampering him right now.
No, not. You wouldn't think an oblique would keep you from running.
No.
I think you have to just put pressure now. Pina's a lot better thrower than Stephen Vogt, who's hurt, but yeah, I still think you got to run. You got to run on Garza.
Cesar with 6 stolen bases has been caught 3 times during the season.
And if it's a fastball, Freddie, swing. Open up holes.
I think that tells you right there about Garza's move. The fact that he stepped off and then softly flipped it over to first.
Oh, that's his best move. I'm stealing.
He might as well just go as he throws over. We talked about this last week. The base stealers are 8 for 8 against him.
He is quicker to first, which he could show right here.
Outside, 1-0. Phillies, by the way, offensively are hitting .245 as a team. Now, you may not think that's a big deal, but it's the highest their batting average as a team has been since the 7th of June. And after this, the highest would be .249 on the 23rd of May. A lot of that has to do with the success they had 2 days ago in Miami. Or the fact that they have 15 runs and 33 hits over the last 2 games.
This is why you have to keep it going. They faced a guy on Wednesday, Dan Straley, who they struggled against. They lit him up pretty good, and Garza's got good numbers against the Phillies, but you know what? Let's make him pay too.
1 ball and 1 strike to Galvis. 2-1. By the way, did you read any of Straley's comments after the game on Wednesday?
he was talking specifically about Nick Williams, who's in the on-deck circle. He said, you know, we didn't really have a book on him, but I think we have figured out now moving forward how we're going to get him out.
Took that long? Took 3 games?
3 games.
So much for that advanced scouting, huh?
Inside 3-1. He did give Nick credit for the series he had, but
yeah, how many mistake pitches have we seen guys pop up, roll over? It happens. But you would think in this day and age, with all the video, that you would have a. And even after the first couple games, you would think going into the 3rd game, he'd say, okay, I think I know how I need to work this guy. But I can tell you this. I can give you a scouting report on him that they missed out on. If you hang him a breaking ball, he's going to put a good swing on it. If you throw a fastball down the middle, he's going to put a good swing on it too. Now, let's avoid those two if you want to get him out.
There goes the runner. The pitch is hit in the air to right field. Going back is Santana. It is gone. A 2-run home run for Freddie Galvis. And the Phillies jump out to a 2-0 lead. Pretty good game plan, John. Have Cesar run, and if Freddie gets a fastball, then swing and hit it. And Edward Michaelasco of Levittown, you've just won $200 thanks to Freddie in the McDonald's home run jackpot.
Yeah, Cesar running. Garza knows he's running too, and that's a fastball right in Freddie's wheelhouse. Look at that. I mean, that's one of those you decide halfway there. Do I want to pull it? Do I want to hit it the other way? Freddie decides to pull it. Like I said, you put pressure on the pitcher. 3-1. He knows Freddie's running. He's trying to be quicker to home, and Freddie jumped on that one quick and gave us an early lead. Now let's keep it going.
Nick Williams takes outside.
Just watching Garza, you know, when he's throwing strikes, it looks like he's really, because everything's drifting up and away from him, he's really trying to pull himself to get it in the strike zone. I don't know if he can get one in. I know he threw the 3-1 pitch or 3-2 pitch to Cesar in, but I mean, it's really a struggle for him to get a ball in. This could bode well for not only Nick, but for Maikel Franco up next, who we know what he can do with a pitch middle in.
Particularly lately. Well, this is the combination of Nick Williams, Maikel Franco, and Odubel Herrera during the 6-game road trip. That's some productivity if you have an OPS over 1100 and close to 12. In the dirt, 2-2.
Yeah, I mean, he just to get a pitch in, whether the breaking ball or the fastball to a lefty, it really looks like it's a struggle for him. Like it's like a lot of effort to try to get it in there. You know, and Cesar's speed made a couple of those pitches up and away to Freddie. Garza tried to make it like almost like a pitch out.
To the right side. Williams trying to beat Garza to the bag and just does.
Oh, Nick wants to test him.
Larry Boa going to the phone.
Ferdy Pacheco Boa with the towel around his neck.
That's a good reference. I was trying to think of what we could say. Well, Williams does bust it up that first base line. Well, that's really close.
That is really close.
And they're going to score that. It's going to be scored 4-1. Phillies will not challenge it. Yeah, looks like he did get him. It's also one of those where it's early in the game. It's tough to, unless you're absolutely sure, to offer your challenge.
Cut man.
You could see him in a corner. You could see him as a corner man.
I could see more, maybe not boxing, but like MMA, where they yell and scream, the coaches. And
so great. 1 ball and no strikes to Franco.
Yeah, I'll be getting some calls after this one.
Sure you will.
Might have one of them around my neck tomorrow. Photo day.
Yep, Powerade, baby. Fouled back and out of play, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Franco 233 with 14 home runs and 52 runs batted in. He's part of a trio during this month of July of Phillies hitters that have hit 300 or better. Nick Williams coming in was hitting 315. Odubel hitting 302 in the month of July. And Michael hitting exactly 300 with 4 homers and 14 runs batted in. It's nice when you have 3 guys putting up those kind of numbers.
Yeah, and all Nava did his last game was go what, 4 for 5?
Yeah. 3 and 1.
So now you got 3, 4, 5, 6 who are, well, Tommy mixed in there 6, but 7. I mean, you got 4 of those 5 guys who are just swinging it really well.
There's Daniel on deck. Be the 22nd pitch of the inning for Garza. And a liner out to left field. And Hernan Perez, who was playing really deep, was able to come really far and make the catch for the second out. Time to take a look at our State Farm combo. We take a look at the NL ERAs in July, and the Phillies have pitched better. There's no question. The Brewers, a 3.38 earned run average, and that's even with the week they had in Pittsburgh, where their bullpen was terrible in Pittsburgh. That's the combination of starters and relievers. State Farm, here to help life go right. Nava takes outside and low, and it's 1-0 according to Adrian Johnson. Looped out to right field, and Santana is there, makes the one-headed catch. The Phillies will settle for the 2 runs thanks to the 2-run home run by Freddie Galvis. We'll head to the second. It's 2-zip Phils. of the day, it comes from Aaron Nola on his approach. I just try to do everything I can to win every time I go out there. I do everything I can to keep the ball low, give up the least runs I can, and just battle. I'm going to battle my butt off every time I go out there and give them a chance to win. He also said that he's using his legs more and not trying to overpower the hitter with his upper body. He's trying to use his legs to drive more to the plate. And that's probably why he's been able to finish better than he did at the end of last year before his injury and the beginning of this year.
Yeah, I would imagine it puts more movement on his ball too. Not trying to muscle it.
1 ball and 1 strike to Perez, who did homer against him last week in Milwaukee. That gave the Brewers the lead. And Nola left trailing 2-1. Curveball. That's a good pitch. Perez has been better over his last 74 games than he was in his first 16. Hitting .281. Dribbles that one out towards short. Galvis charges, has it, throws in time. Larry Bowa was talking about that play right there that Galvis makes. He said he makes it as good as anybody he has seen. The charging play.
That's a heck of a compliment from one of the best fielding shortstops in the history of the game. But look how quick he is from the glove to hand. You know, if there's any sort of miscue whatsoever, Perez is safe, and who knows what kind of inning they're going to have. Now if you're the Brewers, you're battling with 1 out, trying to score a run with no one on.
And Pena takes low, 1-0.
We get asked that a lot. You know, can the Phillies win? Is Freddie Galvis a guy you can win with? And there is no doubt that answer is yes. And by that I mean, you know, they talk about, you know, when you talk to friends who are Phillies fans, and you know, well, if we get this guy, what if we get? Do we need a shortstop? Absolutely not.
One ball and 1 strike to Pena. Out to center field. That's pretty well hit, but playable for Odubel Herrera. It sounded better than it looked at the end. 2 outs. Friday, August 11th, the Phillies will begin a series against the New York Mets, and it's also Toyota Alumni Weekend. And the first giveaway is the Pete Rose Bobble figurine, given out to all fans that night. Now, we invite you to go to Phillies.com to check out the festivities, but for that night in particular, go to Phillies.com/theme nights.
Now, Friday's the induction, right?
Correct. Yep. Phillips sends one to left field. That's pretty well struck. Nava's going back, and it is gone. An opposite field home run for Phillips.
He's got 2 home runs in his life. They're both against us.
That ball jumped out pretty quickly, too.
Yeah, it's a strong young man. That's a line drive to left field. You thought when he hit it, you know, might maybe hit off the wall. Maybe Nava catches it. Yeah, I mean, there's no overexerting of effort there on Phillips' part. It just jumped.
Well, here's Arcia with the score now 2-1, and he takes strike 1. Five for 14 in the series against the Pirates, but he is evolving as a hitter. As Phillips catches his breath after that homer.
Yeah, we talked about it in Milwaukee, how Arcia has an approach until he gets to 2 strikes. Then the approach changes where he basically just puts that foot on the ground early, moves it just a little bit.
Yeah, there you go. Still caught him off balance with a breaking ball.
That's amazing how guys can do that. You know, do you work on both those approaches in batting practice? you know, you would think you'd stick to one.
You migrate to whichever one you feel like could give you the most success.
Well, he hit the home run off of Pavetta, I think.
Outside, 1-2.
Of course, I mean, it looks like in this at bat his heart's in it, but his rear end isn't.
Yeah, I don't remember him stepping in the bucket last weekend the way he is now.
His balance, I mean, it's better this way, but it's still not great.
Out to right field, playable for Nick Williams. The Brewers do get a run on the home run by Brett Phillips. We played 1.5 on to the bottom of the second. It is 2-1 Phils. Give them the protection they deserve. A State Farm agent is here to help with the right home and auto coverage and discounts too. Talk to a Philadelphia area State Farm agent or call 800 State Farm. Last of the second, it's 2-1 Phillies on top. And Tommy Joseph, who was 1 for 11 last week against the Brewers, and 5 for 23 on the road trip, will lead it off against Matt Garza. Got a fastball, and it's 0-1. This is the 10th career start for Garza against the Phillies. 2-2 with a 2.28 ERA. He was sharper last week, at least in the first couple innings.
Yeah, like I said, it just looks like a struggle for him to get anything on that side of the plate, on his glove side of the plate.
Pulled his shortstop. Arcia stumbled a bit. One away for Odubel Herrera. Breaking news, the most accurate weather forecast and your neighborhood and major news of the day. Now more people are watching NBC 10 News and Telemundo 62 News at 11 p.m. than any other late news. See why tonight at 11. Here's Odubel. 8 for 24 with a couple home runs on the road trip. Had himself a couple bat flips as well, including one toward the Marlins dugout.
On a walk.
On a walk.
Forgot which dugout he was in.
Shows bunt, takes high, 2-0.
Now here's the thing with the struggles of Garza command, we got to take advantage. You know, this, like I said, this is a team that hits home runs, and you saw one already. You got to try to bury him, and you get a chance.
Sometimes pitchers don't settle in, but you don't want to give them the chance to settle in at all.
Yeah, that's the problem.
He has not given up more than 3 earned runs in each of his last 4 starts. Now, that includes 5 innings against the Phillies last time out. Green light for Odubel.
And ball 4. I'm not so sure with that crossing of the arms that was a green light.
Three and 2. Line drive foul. Ooh, man, what a catch. He just saved that guy's life.
Yes, he did.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's why you bring a glove to the ballpark,
yes,
John.
Indeed.
Outside, ball 4. Odubel draws the 1-out walk. That's the second walk issued by Garza. And here comes Andrew Knapp.
He's going back with the stash.
Yeah, I think he goes back and forth with it. Got a new bat, too.
It is a pretty one. Hope it works.
0-1. Opposite way, 0-2 to Andrew Knapp. Knapp will be followed by Aaron Nola with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Phillies are trying to keep this roll going. You know, they swept the 2-game series on the road against the Mariners at the end of June. But it had been since April since they won a 3-game series or more on the road, and Knapp slices it the opposite way, and the Phils are first and second with 1 man down. All right, so here's Nola with 1 out and runners on first and second.
And this is, you know, without question, a bunting situation. We talked about it. They were out early today bunting. It's been a struggle for the Phillies getting those bunts down. Pitchers, that is.
Nola's 1 for 24 this year.
Oh, this is amazing. So Brian Shaw or Travis Shaw comes in, gives signs. And then once he's done, the catcher steps out and he gives signs.
Very confusing.
It's
Nola does not have a sacrifice this year, 3 in his career. And he takes strike 1. It's 0-1.
Do you think sometimes we try to make things too hard?
I definitely think we try to make things too hard. Unless they're thinking, all right, the Phillies are going to think that he's laying down the signs, but it's actually him that's laying down the signs.
And what are they going to do if he bunts it to Shaw at third? They're going to get the out at first.
And he does bunt it to the left side. Garza off the mound, flips it. That's a terrible decision. And the Phillies have the bases loaded with 1 man down. I'm not sure what he thought he was going to accomplish there.
I think because the play was we're going to third with this. I mean, he peeked up. He saw Shaw. Watch Garza right here. It's a good bunt by Nola. Well, you can't see it, but Garza looked up to see if Shaw was charging. When he saw he was, he figured, okay, he's going to third. I'm going to third. And you know, you got 1 out. You get the out at first. You take the easy out.
Look where Odubel is when he fields the bunt. He has no chance to get him.
But you get the out at first. Now you got 2 outs. It takes a 2-out hit to score. Now a fly ball puts you up 2.
Well, the bases are loaded for Cesar Hernandez, and he rolls one to first. Thames has it, comes home for 1. 3-2 on the putout. Bases remain loaded for Freddie Galvis. Certainly was way out front. I know you're trying to be aggressive in an RBI situation, but Garza outsmarted him with whatever it was he threw his way.
Just leaving it up to Freddie. Freddie have a huge night instead of just a really good night.
Galvis homered his last time up. Now has 40 runs batted in. Freddie had 6 hits in the series against the Marlins, which was a nice turnaround to what he did against the Brewers when he was 1 for 12 last week. A lot of pop-ups, a lot of fly balls to left field. Outside, 2-0.
And that's what he did with Cesar. Hopefully he wants him to be aggressive. Cesar was aggressive. Probably didn't swing at a great pitch to drive. Freddie has taken the breaking ball in the dirt, and now the change up away, and now Garza has to make a decision.
Down the right field line, it's got the distance. It's going to go foul. I think he's seeing Matt Garza pretty well right now. Two and 1. .44 pitches already for Garza. Outside, they throw behind Nola, who does get back. Watch that hand.
We saw in Milwaukee, Pina likes to throw, and boy, that's hate to see that. Right-handed pitcher going back with that right hand. Garcia comes down awkward and lands on that hand. Who knows?
Freddie lifts it out toward right. It's not that deep. Santana's over toward the line, and the Phils will leave him loaded here in the 2nd inning. No runs, 1 hit, And 3 left. We'll go to the third. 2-1 Phils. The fans trivia question. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fans section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. All right, John, the question is, who holds the Brewers' single season record for most 10 strikeout games? The Brewers single season. We're not talking Braves. We're talking Brewers.
In a season.
In a season. Nola was on second base. He had to get himself dusted off. So he's just now finishing up his warm-up tosses. I think Freddie saw that inside pitch from Garza and thought, you know, I can turn on this baby.
Yeah, got in on him just a little bit.
Tonight, of course, is the tribute to Grateful Dead. The Grateful Dead. Well, how about Monday? When the Astros are in town, it's the Billy Joel theme night. Celebrate the music and legendary career of Billy Joel at Citizens Bank Park. Fans who purchase tickets to the theme night page receive a limited edition Billy Joel at Citizens Bank Park bobblehead. Go to Phillies.com/theme nights for more information. That's the shirt, John, they gave out tonight as part of the theme night. If you're a Grateful Dead fan, that's a nice shirt.
Yeah, it is.
Why are we not wearing it?
How come we didn't get any?
I don't know. We could probably get you one though. That's Laughing Water. They were performing out on Ashburn Alley. They started at 5:30 tonight. A pretty nice crowd around.
A lot of deadheads. A lot of deadheads.
Here's Garza to lead it off, and it's 0-1. He didn't get that tonight. He brought that with him. Oh, 0-2. This is the 2-year anniversary of Aaron Nola making his major league debut against the Tampa Bay Rays. He went 6 innings that night, allowed 5 hits and 1 earned run, struck out 6. Curveball. That's a fair ball. Kicks up some dirt. Williams has it. Wanted to throw behind Garza, but nobody was at first. And Matt Garza has an excuse me single.
Yeah, that's a mistake by Aaron Nola. Breaking ball. If you're going to throw a breaking ball, you bounce it. See if Garza will chase, but you don't leave it where he could get a. And if that was a good hitter, that ball could have done a lot more damage than just a single. Mistake to start off this inning by Aaron Nola.
22nd career hit for Garza. It's not easy to be out there to pitch or anything, but he had blown 2 fastballs by him. Bouncer to second. Cesar tags, throws to first, double play. Well, that'll erase it.
Well, and that's a pitcher running the bases too. And you know, normally you would stop, try to get in a run down, make Cesar throw to first, but Matt Garza just keeps running. Cesar did a great thing. He saw that high hop. He runs. He sets himself right in the baseline where Garza has nowhere to go. See Garza trying to go to the inside, but easy tag and throw for Cesar to get that double play. Help Aaron Nola out.
For ball, Thames takes strike 1.
So we've had 2 double plays in this game. 4-1 pitch outs for Aaron Nola. We'll take that. But,
sure will.
Well, we've had 2 double plays in this game where the Phillies have only had to throw the ball once. Freddie's grounder 6-3, and that one right there, the 4-3.
Limit the amount of action then, John.
Yeah, indeed. It's like a rundown.
Opposite way, foul. Remains 0-2 to Thames. Told you the story of Thames last time we were facing the Brewers. 3 years in Korea. After signing with the Astros, he signed with Korea, won the MVP over in Korea 1 year. And the Brewers had some extra cash this year, and they were looking for a first baseman. And they figured, what the heck, let's give it a whirl. He's got 23 home runs, but he's down on strikes there. It's an 8-pitch inning. All 8 pitches were strikes for Aaron Nola. Gets his first strikeout of the night as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Is brought to you by your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer or visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by McDonald's, introducing the new signature crafted recipes at McDonald's. I'm loving it. Phillies on top 2-1 here in the bottom of the 3rd. It'll be Nick Williams, Michael Franco, Daniel Nava against Matt Garza. Williams with the most RBIs since the All-Star break in baseball. It's been a productive week for him. 11 ribbies. That's a big old hook right there.
The grand slam in Milwaukee and a couple triples in one game in Miami.
Yeah, the first Phillies rookie since Jimmy Rollins to have 2 triples in a game. Jimmy did it in 2001. And Nick was asked about that after the game. and he was dumbfounded just that his name would be included with Jimmy Rollins.
I think he called Jimmy a legend.
Legend. Jimmy is a legend.
No, in this city he is.
Fastball upstairs, 1-2. Two and two. Just sprays it to stay alive. Matt Garza was originally drafted by the Minnesota Twins in the first round. He went to the Rays with Jason Bartlett for Delman Young back in 07. That was November of 2007. In 08, the Rays went to the World Series where they faced the Phillies. He and Jason Bartlett both were big pieces to that Rays run.
Scott Kazmir was in that rotation, wasn't he? And
he went 6 innings in that World Series against the Phils, allowed 4 runs. Williams didn't know where it was.
when in doubt, run.
I think that's what he realized at the last moment. Turned out to be a good at bat. He fell behind and now he's battled back. It's even. He's fouled a couple balls off.
Garza hadn't recorded it out here in the 3rd inning. He's already got 54 pitches. I think if I'm the Brewers bullpen, I might start just thinking about stretching a little.
Bouncer back toward the middle, off the glove of VR. And Williams is aboard with a leadoff base hit here in the 3rd. That's a 6-game hitting streak now for Nick Williams.
And it was a great at bat by Nick, fouling a bunch of balls off after getting behind in the count. Now we get something rolling. Garza tried to sneak a fastball. He went breaking ball, change up, breaking ball the last couple pitches, and he tried to get that fastball by. No chance. I even think if Villar catches that, he's still safe.
Yeah, because we've noticed that Nick Williams does not stop.
No.
Nine pitch at bat, 5 foul balls, and a base hit. Inside corner, 0-2 to Franco. That brings up something that I was wondering about when Williams came up. You know, when he was told he was coming up to the big leagues, Dusty Wathan joked with him about his times to first base, that his times were slow to first base. I don't know if every team does that, but it's not a bad idea to time the young players on their trek to first. Santana runs this one down because it does build a habit. I mean, everybody's supposed to run as hard as they can, but sometimes you have to be reminded.
Yeah, it's not a good thing if you have to remind them too often, but you know, we marveled at the Arizona Diamondbacks, how those guys ran hard to first. You see Paul Goldschmidt, who seemingly plays 160 games a year, and every ball he hit against us was running hard to first. You know, Jake Lamb was, I mean, every one of them, and we marveled at it, and they said that was part of Torey Lovullo's thing. You know, look, you know, play hard, give me everything you got every night. And it's really, it's 90 feet. It's not that far.
Outside to Nava, who flied out his first time up. One ball, no strikes to Nava. A hot day here in the Delaware Valley. Turned out to be a fairly comfortable night as the sun is setting here in South Philly.
What time we locked into that photo day tomorrow?
Got to be down on the field at 5 o'clock. Maybe 5:15. Pick out your hat you're going to wear?
I got to find a Phillies hat.
There are tickets still available for photo night. So the particulars of this: come out early, bring your camera or your phone. Field access is at 5:05. So take photos of your favorite Phillies player, broadcasters like John Kruk and the Fanatic. Go to Phillies.com for more information.
And those of you who aren't here tonight and you're watching on TV, I'm going to apologize in advance for sweating all over everyone.
Pitch is low. Williams goes, and he is thrown out trying to steal.
8 for 9 now.
2-6 on the putout. Our research department, John, has gotten it that the gates are open at 5, and 5:30 is when we'll be down in the field.
Nick got a good jump. It just Pena came up fired and threw a perfect throw. Man, you wonder if he'd have just kept going straight in, he would have made it.
First pitch is a fastball, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. First pitch after the caught stealing.
That way to clear that up.
Yeah, you knew where I was going with it.
I'm just waiting to see how you're going to get out of it.
That is a lot of times the entertaining part of it. Off the third base line, back into the seats. Inside, ball 4. Tommy Joseph's coming up. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thanks a lot, Tom. Well, as you mentioned near the top of the program, Phillies did make a roster move today. Howie Kendrick back from the disabled list. Mark Stancy sent back to the Lehigh Valley. Pete McCannon talking about Howie Kendrick said he had just one rehab game, but he had been hitting for most of the time when he had been out on the DL. He was still able to swing the bat, so they didn't feel like he needed a whole lot of time. Howie told me before the game that he didn't want to play in a bunch of rehab games. He wanted just to go down there, make sure that he felt pretty good, swing the bat one game, which is what he did. He homered in the only rehab game that he played in. So he is back, but not in the lineup. as you pointed out, because the general body soreness is what Pete McCannon described it. But he said as long as he feels good tomorrow, he's going to be back in there, and he is going to play, because they do want to show that the rest of the league that Howie Kendrick is healthy. If there is interest out there, and Pete McCannon said, I don't know why there wouldn't be, you know, they have a couple of weeks to showcase him before the trade deadline, so that's what they're hoping to do. Other good news from the injury front, guys, Aaron Altair, who we had been told would probably be out 3 to 4 weeks. Well, it might be a little bit sooner than that. He is on the 10-day disabled list, eligible to come off later this week. He was out taking batting practice today. That was a good sign. Also shagging some flies and running in the outfield. So maybe not as severe as they once feared, and maybe Aaron Altair just a little bit closer to getting back to action when he comes off the disabled list, guys.
Boy, that's great news. And with Cesar back at second base, Howie's going to be just playing the outfield, which is also a good thing. Kind of tighten it up a little bit. 0-2 pitch to Joseph. He whacks it foul. He remains 0-2. There is Howie. Played the full game with the Reading Fightins yesterday. At least got 4 at bats. Reached on an error in one of his ABs, so it showed that he was moving. Nava leads off first. And it's 1-2 to Tommy Joseph. Pretty good conversation going on over at first base.
Maybe Eric Thames is teaching Daniel a little Korean.
Fouled back to the right. And it remains 1-2.
Have over 70 pitches in the 3 innings.
Well, that's what you said too, is that he's struggling and they let him off the ropes a little bit in the second. You got to try to get to him. The bullpen has struggled for the Brewers during this losing streak. Six 3-ball counts for Garza. Tommy fouls it back, and it remains 1-2. Swing and a miss. That was one of the better breaking pitches that he's thrown tonight. And he picks up the strikeout to wrap up the third. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. We will move on to the 4th inning. The 1 in 3 that epically fails. Order genuine HP toner cartridges from WB Mason. We'll deliver it straight to your printer for free. Nobody does it better than who? But WB Mason. 2-1. Phillies on top. We go to the top of the 4th inning. And Aaron Nola will start things off against Domingo Santana, who has already singled. He's been one of the hottest hitters in the National League, not only with the Brewers, but in the National League. And a first pitch upstairs, 1-0. Two balls, no strikes. There's a good pitch.
It's a really good 2-0 pitch. You want to throw a strike. You don't want to walk him. You got Travis Shaw on deck. As has 21 homers. Almost 70 RBIs. Good pitch, fastball down and away.
Curveball, 2-2. Noah has just the 1 strikeout. Now this is kind of a strikeout pitch here.
Yeah, this is a great pitch. That thing starts center of the plate. Santana sees that as something middle of the plate, thigh high, ends up down and away.
We tried to dot the fastball and it just missed at 95. That's the hardest he's thrown tonight.
Great location too. Wow. That's one of those. He's a hitter. You can't hit it, so you might as well take it and hope he calls it a ball.
And on the outside corner, that time he got the plate with the same pitch. 1 away here in the 4th inning. Our pitch cast presented by Mazda.
Got enough of it. All it takes is to get a little piece of that home plate for it to be called a strike.
Home plate umpire tonight is Adrian Johnson. Gary Cedarstrom is the crew chief. He's at second. One to Shaw, who hit it to a double play, one of 2 double plays that Nola has rolled so far in this game. Oh, and 2. Check swing. That's a changeup. He nearly got him to go, too.
He's thrown some great pitches this inning. And his pitch count is very, very manageable. Only 42. Well, you go back in there, right?
They worked against Santana.
Once you see Shaw give up on that one once, you think maybe another inch or 2 difference, and he's going to have to chase.
The ball rolled foul. A little hop, skip, and a jump right into the crowd.
How about that beard, huh?
It's a Zach Brown beard right there. Oh, that's ZZ Top is what that is.
That is.
That takes some patience.
Can you imagine the stuff we'd get in that?
We could store food in there.
Oh my gosh.
See that popcorn?
Yeah,
be all over it.
They probably just emptied it in the beard and now they're going to go get another one.
3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got it with a changeup. 3 straight strikeouts for Nola. 2 outs here in the 4th.
And he gets 3-2 on Shaw. He's thrown him everything. Fastballs, breaking ball, and another changeup right there. Got Shaw being aggressive. Good location. Up maybe a tad bit, but still the change of speed, the deception, the fact that it was running away from him got him.
Hernan Perez. They got him on a strike the last time with that pitch. And then he topped one out to shortstop.
Tell you what, they swing, don't they?
Yeah, they do. It could be why they've struck out so much this week alone.
They will chase them.
Outside, 1-2.
Doing that breaking ball down and away in the dirt. You wonder if he can throw that 2-seamer right now. Comes back on that outside corner. Oh,
that's what he wanted to do. Just a bit off the plate.
Did just miss. But hey, he did that to Santana and he came right back with another one a little closer. And Adrian Johnson gave him the call.
And a strike 3 call. He just struck out the side. 4 in a row. Retired by Nola. He got 2 looking and 1 swinging. Pretty comfortable inning for Nola. It's been a pretty comfortable 4 innings for Aaron. There's the first one to the outside part of the plate. Then a changeup to Shaw. And then the 2-seamer runs back to Perez. And the inning is over. Toyota, find your favorite model today. Toyota, let's go places. And buy Yellowwood brand pressure treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it. Odubel Herrera will start it off here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Odubel walked his first time up and was thrown out trying to score from 3rd. Phillies have 2 runs on 3 hits. And a big breaking ball, and it's 0-1.
Hey, what I would like, I know Nola's pitching great, but still like to get some more.
Yeah, these guys are too dangerous, even though they've struggled on this road trip. Popped him up right side. And an easy first out. Andrew Knapp's coming up. Monday morning wake up with NBC 10 News today with Tracy, Vi, Bill, and Jessica. News, weather, and traffic to get you and your family up and out the door. Weekdays at 4:30 and to 7 a.m. Count on it. Got some Tony Luke's fans out there, Johnny.
Can't fault him for that.
Nope. Andrew Knapp singled his first time up. Opposite way down the left field line. Running over is Perez and out of play.
It is a nice looking bat that Andrew Knapp has.
Yeah, a little different finish to it.
Yeah.
Little Marucci. It's like he picked out the stain for his furniture.
I'll tell you what, old Jack makes some good bats down there.
They've done an amazing job.
Fontenot and Terrio, he made bats for them when they were at LSU.
The
and it just,
equipment manager
he's
at
equipment
LSU?
manager at LSU. Oh, he's a, yeah, he's equipment manager or trainer.
One of them, yeah.
But he's a, you know, a woodworker, and I guess they asked him to make him some bats, and some guys in the minor leagues were like, wow, where can we get some of those? And
athletic trainer Jack Marucci.
He wants me to come up there to an LSU football game with him.
Oh, you got to go to Death Valley.
Yeah, I know. Sit on the sideline with him.
Yes.
Hang out.
Maybe get some tape and some
I'll
scissors.
tape some ankles, yeah.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Knapp. Fly ball left center field. On the run is Phillips. Back toward that crevice. He jumps and he makes the catch. And there are 2 outs. I think he thought he was closer to the wall than he was, but it was still great concentration.
Yeah, it really was. That's hard for us to see with that, with the orange sign when they hit it toward that orange sign. But this is our GMC precision play, and see Phillips right there. Mouth is wide open, and he jumped. Yeah, he thought he was closer to the wall. He was actually a step away. He probably could have taken another step and just caught that without having to jump, but then he wouldn't be our precision play of the game.
Nope, we'd have to look for something else.
Yeah. Do you think he knew that he was running with his mouth open?
No, I don't think he did. You think Michael Jordan ever thought that his tongue was out of his mouth all the time those years?
Oh, they showed the video of Hunter Pence the other day running for a ball with his tongue out. I'm sure Hunter had no clue that his tongue was.
His name has popped up in some trade talks.
Well, you know, there just doesn't seem like there's a lot of those real high energy guys, you know. I guess if he gets traded, his scooter will make the trip, right?
Probably get a new one. He'll donate his. Goes to Cleveland, he could just use Terry Francona's.
The hog.
Yeah. The hog.
That's what he told me. He said that other one went 20. He said the one he got this year, he said it went like 30. And he said thought he was riding a.
Nola's down looking. The Phillies go down in order here in the 4th. Second strikeout for Garza. We'll move to the 5th. 2-1 Phils. Monday, July 30th, will the Phillies take on the Atlanta Braves. It's a 1:35 first pitch, and all children 14 and under will receive the Community Energy Fanatic Solar Bobble Body. Go to Phillies.com for more information. Pretty good sunset.
Yeah, we need to get that
bell
Liberty
moving.
Bell ringing a little bit tonight.
It's pretty nice.
Focus has been good today because, you know, I got the stump the fan thing quick.
You did get it quick. People didn't realize that you wrote it down immediately what the right answer was. And
So I don't have to think about it. Cleared my mind.
I will say that the name that you wrote down, which is correct, this guy was dominant, and I wasn't sure if it might be CC Sabathia, who they acquired in the middle of the season. But an unbelievable run for them.
Yeah, he did.
So that brings us to our Stump the Fans trivia quiz answer. The question was, who holds the Brewers' single-season record for most 10 strikeout games?
Olympian.
It was an
Ben
Olympian.
Sheets.
Yep. Ben Sheets had 9 in 2004. Guy had a lot of talent.
If without injury, we'd be talking very, very highly about that young man. He was filthy.
Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. As Nola delivers a strike.
Just couldn't stay healthy.
He's a power pitcher, and in a lot of ways he was compared to Kerry Wood, and it's, you know, not an awful comparison. Let's look at this. 94 wins, 96 losses during his career. He started out like a house of fire. He was double digits in wins in each of his first 5 seasons. And then 06 is when the injuries started to happen. Made the All-Star team 4 times. Outside.
Did he win a gold medal in the Olympics? Did they? I think he pitched that deciding game.
I think he did without knowing. I remember thinking that.
I just get this two-seamer get in on them hands.
That's what he tried. Yep, in Sydney.
What year was that?
2000.
I remember the one year the Olympians came here when I was playing. 92 maybe.
So look at this changeup, and that is 5 consecutive strikeouts for Nola. Time now for our timeless moment. Here's Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Brought to you by Coors Banquet. Not 1992, but 1892. July 21st, 1892, in a matchup of 300-game winners at Philadelphia baseball grounds. Phillies submariner Tim Keefe sinks Jim Pud Galvin and the Browns 2-0. The next time 2 National League pitchers with 300 or more victories face each other would occur in 2005 when Greg Maddux of the Cubs beat Astros ace Roger Clemens at Minute Maid Park 3-2. How about that? Took that long to do it again.
And then I think it happened right after that again with Maddux and Glavine, maybe, after Glavine won his 300th game. 1-0 pitch, down low, 2-0.
I do think it has happened since then. I think you're right.
But how did Clemens and Clemens didn't win his Maddux didn't win his 300th game with the Cubs.
Did he go back to the Cubs?
I don't think so. I thought he went Dodgers, Padres.
Fly ball left field. Nava is under it, and there are 2 outs. It breaks the string of 5 consecutive strikeouts.
It's all right. The guy who hit the home run, we got him to pop up.
Yeah,
Hey, John, I'm sorry, Tom, but John, just to be clear, I think what they're saying is the guys that eventually went on to win 300 games faced against each other.
He did go back to the Cubs.
He did?
Yeah, after the Braves. He went to the Cubs for a couple of years, and then Dodgers, Padres, and then back to the Dodgers.
But he won his 300th as a Padre, I think.
I'd have to look at that. At the knees to Arcia. No, he won his 300th game before he got to the Padres, if my math is correct.
Huh. That might take a while.
So he had 327 wins with Atlanta and Chicago combined, and then 20 wins with the Padres in 2 full seasons, and then 8 wins with the Dodgers. Little dribbler foul, and it remains 0-2.
Hey guys, on a different note, just want to give you a heads up. End of the 5th, I'm going to try and get you guys some hot dogs.
Oh, right, really?
Yeah, going to get you some hot dogs up to the booth.
Very benevolent of you.
I'm feeling that way, so.
Good. I could watch down this ice cream with one.
Exactly.
Perfect. No balls and 2 strikes to Arcia. Change up, waved at, and that's 6 strikeouts for Aaron Nola. The putout goes 2-3. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings. Time to get him some more runs. He's up by 1 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Time now for our Citizens Bank minor league report. Citizens Bank, the official bank of the Phils. Visit citizensbank.com. J.P. Crawford had 3 hits for Lehigh Valley. They defeated Durham 12-6 yesterday. Reading defeated Erie 6-3. Carlos Tocci has been red hot for the Fightins. 3 for 4 in that ball game. Derek Campbell had a double and a walk. And Clearwater's lost to Dunedin. And Colby Fitch was 2 for 3 with a walk and a home run as Williamsport defeated Batavia. Lehigh Valley is trailing Durham tonight 3-2, but Reese Hoskins has hit his 21st home run. We will go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Top of the order is coming up for the Phils.
Let's get some more, boys.
Cesar is 0 for 1. He walked and scored in the 1st inning. I didn't know if Garza would be around here in the 5th inning. And Cesar bunts it. It's a fair ball. And that's a nice play by Pena because he slipped down. 1 out.
Yeah, he destroyed that foul line.
Sure did.
A couple spins on the shin guards. Cesar tries to get that bunt. He just didn't get out there far enough. Tell you what, that's a pretty good clock by Pena. A lot of guys would have been off balance and tried to rush that throw, but he's settled himself and made a strong throw to first.
Galvis is 1 for 2. He's provided the offense for the Phils with a 2-run home run.
Watch him. He gets that ball with the bare hand. Now watch. A lot of guys will be throwing right now. Instead, He gathers himself, knows he had a little bit of time, even though Cesar runs good. But I think if I had an arm like that, I'd trust that arm too.
That's a lot of trust, because that's a quick runner. Freddie is down on strikes. Well, Garza has found something over the last couple innings. That's 3 strikeouts. And he's retired 6 in a row.
Well, you remember Freddie's second at bat. The first pitch breaking ball was the same exact pitch as that one. But you see what happens when you have 2 strikes. You got to be a little more aggressive. You expand the zone. Garza takes advantage of an aggressive Freddie Galvis right there to get the strikeout. I mean, that first pitch is second at bat. Freddie bounced the breaking ball, same spot, and Freddie just spit on it.
Nick Williams taps it foul, and it's 0-1. Boy, if that ball had gone fair, well, he would have gotten at least 2 out of it, but we would have been watching him run.
Yes, we would have. If he didn't swing at it, it might have hit him. I wonder if he goes with the breaking ball to try to, like he did with Freddie.
Fastball, but it's away. Everything's away with his fastball for the most part here tonight.
Yeah, and his fastball has some run on it. You wonder why he can't do like Aaron does and, you know, start that at the lefties and try to bring it over the inside part of the plate, but he hasn't been able to do it tonight.
Trying to check his swing, and he went, says the home plate umpire. A little throw to first base in time. 1, 2, 3 go the Phils for a second consecutive inning. That is 7 in a row retired by Garza. We'll move to the 6th, still 2-1 Phils.
Independence Blue Cross Philly of the Week is still new, still adjusting to the major league level, but has been having a grand old time getting started. Nick Williams arrived on the final day of June, and his first summer has been no vacation for opposing pitchers. The 23-year-old has driven in 12 runs with 3 homers and a very productive 9 extra base hits in just his first 16 games. Nick's journey has just begun, and it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless.
Well, the Fanatics shoot off some hot dogs in between innings, along with the green dancing bear from the Grateful Dead. Wait a minute. That face looks very familiar inside that bear head. See resemblance to the green dancing bear?
Oh, it looks a lot better.
Does look a lot better. Keon Broxton is pitching hit.
Yeah, he's scared to death.
He does look like a Frady cat.
Yeah, he does.
He looks like Frady Bear. So we got a miss. 0-2.
Didn't he say there were going to be some hot dogs coming up to us?
They just couldn't do it. Woo! He looks exhausted.
That thing must be hot, man.
Yeah.
Time.
Swing and a miss. 6 strikeouts for Aaron Nola as he starts the 6th inning by getting Broxton.
Tell Murph to wear that for photo day tomorrow.
He should wear that for photo day.
That won't be hot.
You can charge money, Murph. You can make some extra cash.
I got all geared up and locked in for some hot dogs with nothing. Didn't he say he was going to bring us up?
They tried at the left field line, but they just came up short. On the outside corner. Look at that. He gets it all on and he realizes it's backwards.
Oh, boy.
0-2.
Unbelievable. Such an embarrassment.
Yeah, but it's funny.
Yeah, we're getting a kick out of it.
Yeah. All right, take it off.
Oh, my gosh. What was that move?
That's how he dances at weddings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's our guy. He's all ours.
He is all ours, yep. And we're happy to have him.
1-2 is cut on and missed. 8 strikeouts now for Nola. And he's been a strikeout machine these last few innings.
Well, it just took a while for the Brewers to warm up to the strikeout like they did in Pittsburgh, but there's a great pitch. You see it, you know, Villar thinks it's going to be a ball in. Then he, at the last minute, he remembers, uh-oh, he does throw a two-seamer. By then, too late.
That's 6 straight games with 8 strikeouts or more.
He ain't done. Problem is, we got to get some runs for it.
Yeah, Carlos Torres warming up. That one's out toward right center. It'll drop in for a hit for Thames. Brewers had Scahill up a moment ago, and now they put Torres up and throwing. They got to be careful here because Santana is their best hitter. At least he has been, and he's coming up with a runner at first. Got him looking on strikes his last time.
Yeah, he tries to jump you early. I think, you know, if Aaron can make really good pitches early in this at bat, he's got a really good chance against Santana.
Out towards shortstop, and that's going to leak in the left center field for a base hit. Thames will hold up at second. And Santana is now 2 for 3 in this ball game. And Travis Shaw is coming up.
Well, Santana's, like I said, he's very aggressive early in the count. Aaron tried to throw him a breaking ball, but it just didn't get out enough. You know, Santana hit that ball near the end of the bat, still hit it hard enough to get past Freddie.
Just 73 pitches for Aaron Nola. Travis Shaw is hit into a double play, and he is struck out. Brewers now with 5 hits. The Phillies with 3 in this game. helped him out a little bit there. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Travis Shaw hadn't had many good at bats against us, has he?
No, it's just the 1 home run.
Yeah.
Which helped them win the 1 game. Just keep it that way. Let them figure it out on Monday when they go to Washington.
That'd be fine.
One ball and 1 strike. Up and in, 2-1. Over to the right side, Tommy Joseph backhands. He'll just take it to the bag. Shaw hasn't even dropped the bat. 3 unassisted, no runs, 2 hits, and 2 men left. Yeah, Murph, you got to keep your day job. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. The Phillies still hanging on to a 1-run lead. There's Jared teaching them how to throw a 4-seam fastball. Boy, not a better guy to have talked to the kids than Jared Eichhoff. He is outstanding with the youngsters. And speaking of the kids, Whitey and Maikel Franco met with Darrell Kessler, who won the experience to take batting practice with the 2 guys. They flew all the way in from Orange County, California. They were joined by Tanner Champagne and his son Ryan. Darrell Kessler brought his sons Hunter and Tanner. And they got a chance to experience a little BP with Maikel Franco and with Andres Blanco. Part of the Phillies' fantastic auction.
Hence the Trout jersey.
Hence the Trout jersey. He was trying to bring the 2 communities together. Maikel Franco scorches one through the left side for a base hit.
See, sometimes when you teach kids, you talk to kids, you remember things that you have to do.
Boy, that would be awesome if he did that every day then. Carlos Torres, who takes over for Matt Garza.
50 innings. Over a hit an inning.
He is the perennial long man.
Yeah. 8 home runs allowed in 50 innings. That seems like a lot, doesn't it?
It does.
Well, see if we can add to it.
Nava has flied out to right field and he's walked. And he takes low.
No hot dogs. Unbelievably selfish of Murph.
Well, maybe he's getting himself cooled off. He's going to bring him up for you.
If he got out of that outfit,
I will say that the hot dog shooter was firing today too.
He hit the upper deck a bunch.
He did.
They couldn't get one into this booth.
Nope.
So disappointing.
You ever go on the hot dog shooter?
I have not. I think that thing would be shooting blanks because I wouldn't load it up. Keep it to myself.
Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike to Nava. That thing was moving too. Murph was anchoring on to the Fanatic, who does it like it's old hat for him.
Yeah, see, I'd rather drive it than shoot it.
I would agree with you on that one. Opposite way. That's going to drop for a hit. It's going to go to the left center field gap. Perez fires to third. That was not a great decision because it allows Nava to go to second, and the Phillies will take it. It'll be second and third with nobody out.
There we go. Yeah, good base run by Daniel Nava. Read that ball perfectly. So as soon as he saw Perez do the 360 turn, he decided, you know what, he's going to throw it to third. I got an easy chance. But give Maikel Franco credit. He saw Perez out in the outfield lift his glove up like he had it to try to deke Franco. And Maikel just kept running. Watch Nava. Little bit of a hesitation. As soon as he saw the turn and the ball released toward third, he takes off, makes it in standing, and now we execute right here. Possibly have a multi-run inning.
Yeah, the Brewers will play the infield up, not all the way in, with Tommy Joseph at the plate. We get a miss to Tommy. Tommy trying to make some contact here and lift it. 5 for his last 25. In the air to center field. That ball is drilled over the head of Phillips, off the fence. 2 runs will score, and Tommy Joseph pulls in the second with a 2-run double. 4-1 Phillies on top. He hit that one right on the nose.
Yeah, I was one of those. I bet you talked to Tommy after the game. He said he never even felt it come off the bat. He hit it so flush. And Torres, first pitch fastball 97, down and away. Tommy swings, didn't come close. And then he just inexplicably throws one right down the center of the plate. Look how quick this ball gets. Off the fence and dead center. That's a line drive to hit off the 401 part of the fence there in center field, and Phillips had no chance. And yeah, look, if Nava's still on first, he might not have scored on that.
That's a good point. Because there probably was going to be a little hesitation. Derek Johnson, the pitching coach, out to chat with Torres. Odubel Herrera is coming up.
Here's where Odubel has to. Yeah, you want to try to pull the ball to get Tommy over to third base with less than 2 outs, but you know, with Knapp and then you're not taking Nola out of this game.
Be a little bit. I mean, it looked like in right field, it looked like you were going to come off in a second.
Holding on. I was holding on.
Watch.
Look at that.
That's you. Your buddy, the Fanatic, is just holding on.
Look how happy I am now.
You're very happy.
Yeah.
Hey, we didn't even know it was you.
You know, all the best mascots are. Enjoy your hot dogs, fellas.
Were you sweaty?
Thanks, Murph.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Murph, was that hot?
A little bit. It was very warm.
See, Johnny, look at his hair. His hair doesn't look any different.
No, I know.
That's like you tomorrow.
Yeah.
He was worried about his hair tomorrow. I was worried about my hair tomorrow also.
Yeah,
I think you'll be just fine, John.
I'm going to be a little bit damp tomorrow. Thanks for the hot dog, Murph.
My pleasure.
About time he did something right.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Odubel. There's a looper out to right. That's going to drop for a hit. Tommy Joseph hesitated for a moment, so he'll go to third. And the Phils now with 4 consecutive hits. And Andrew Knapp is coming up. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Nissan. Shop ChooseNissan.com. By WB Mason. Who bought WB Mason for fast, free delivery? Nobody does it better. And by your local Ford store. Check out every new Ford car, truck, and SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com. Well, the Phillies lead it 4-1. They've scored 2 runs in this inning. Still nobody out, and they have runners on first and third. And Andrew Knapp, who has a base hit in 2 official at-bats, stands in. Takes low, 1-0. The Brewers do have bullpen action again behind Torres. It's Rob Scahill, who was up earlier.
Wasn't Torres the one that bounced a lot of breaking ball?
Well, he does. Last week, I don't remember if he did it last weekend. Inside 2-0.
I don't know why I thought he pulls that breaking ball and bounces it. We could use that now.
Inside again, 3-0.
I think you turn him loose.
Take it all the way, ball 4. I'm with you, though. I thought the same thing. Bases loaded for Aaron Taking at least 1 here, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and then you try to just hit it as far as you can.
Pena's coming out. I think the infield defense is wondering how they want him to set it up. Craig Counsell.
I would imagine you'd have to be in.
I would think at this point you have to, particularly the way they've struggled scoring runs recently.
Checking to see if his reliever's ready.
He was buying some extra time. He has to be at this point, considering he threw earlier.
Phillies are hitting 169 with the bases loaded this year. That's not very good. But that can all change
with the pitcher.
Well, yeah.
One ball and 1 strike.
Sometimes you strikeout ain't a bad thing. With the pitcher up, the base loaded, no outs.
And he is down on strikes. And 1 out here in the 6th inning.
Now here's where Cesar has to be a little bit more patient than he was his last time with the bases loaded in this situation.
They're going to let Torres continue. I thought maybe they'd bring Scahill in this spot.
I mean, you look at Torres' stuff, his strikeout stuff. He throws 97. Ball moves. You would think he would be a guy that you think could strike guys out.
Pete has caught a couple of these pitches awkwardly. If he was crossed up at all on that last one.
I don't know. I mean, Torres hasn't thrown many breaking balls.
He has not. But you know what I'm saying? Like when he reached up, he.
The first pitch to Aaron Nola looked like that too.
He throws a curve, but it's 2-0.
You know what's coming now. You just got to pick a side of the plate you think he's going on and then look for it out there or in there and be ready.
Two balls and one strike. Like a cutter of some sorts, tied him up and kept on coming in. Three and two with the bases loaded. At second base, and Andrew Knapp is over at first. Tommy's got the big hit so far in this inning, a 2-run double. And a pulled shot down the right field line, foul.
Kind of funny, before that last pitch, Tommy got Odubel's attention and told him there's only one out, 3-2.
He didn't want him to start running and be up his backside.
That would be the fear.
Just a bit out front of it.
A little too quick.
Stays alive, and it remains 3-2. I don't think he's got enough to throw a breaking ball here unless he throws the cutter again.
I think this could be an at-bat that ends right here with something good for Cesar, or it's a foul ball. There's no way he can throw a breaking ball right here, is there?
I don't think so. He hasn't shown it thrown it for a strike at all in this inning. Well, they're going to talk about it.
There's quite the gap out in right center field. If Cesar can get one in that area.
Up top, ball 4. That'll force it a run. Cesar wins the battle, and the Phils extend their lead. It's now 5-1. All right, let's take a look at the pitch sequence to Cesar Hernandez. He worked a good at bat.
Yeah, and that looked like it crossed up the catcher, and then he tries to throw a breaking ball. It's way out of the zone. Good swing right there on the 2-0 fastball. And it looks like cutters. And of course, Torres just keeps missing, and Cesar, good swing right there. Another borderline pitch. He fouls off until he gets that 3-2 pitch up and out of the zone. Wasn't close. And Torres is now exiting the game.
So Torres is done. Rob Scahill is coming in. And the bases remain loaded here in the 6th inning. So the Phils have scored 3 runs in this inning, and they're looking to bust it wide open, and they'll have to do so against a new pitcher for the Milwaukee Brewers. So Scahill, we mentioned, was warming up earlier, and he's been throwing an awful lot out in the bullpen for the Brewers. And it's been the bullpen, it's been the big issue for them so far in this road trip. We'll see if it can continue to be a big issue. MLB.com at-bat mobile app. Stay connected to the game's best players all season with Game Day, live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB.com at-bat today. It's your #1 app for live baseball. Bottom of the 6th inning. It's a 5-1 Phillies lead. Bases remain loaded. Rob Scahill's in.
Get a good one right here, Freddie.
And he bounces it to first. Foul ball. Scahill's numbers this year: 4.79 earned run average.
Wow, 10 walks in 20 innings. A hit more an inning and 10 walks in 20 innings. Only 9 strikeouts. So you would assume that this ball's going to get put in play somewhere.
Boy, that went right past the tail of Mickey Morandini.
No, it didn't even flinch,
Nope.
did he? Talk about a guy who got a good read on that one. Either that or that hip's bothering him so much he'd rather get hit with
They
it.
just figured, hey, you know what, if it hits me, it hits me.
Let's see, if I move, my hip's going to kill me. If it hits me, well, then so be it.
He didn't even blink.
Well, hey, he's
Professional.
seen a lot of balls come hit at him that way.
Little floater out to left field. Tagging is Odubel. Perez is under it. Makes the catch. Odubel's coming home. The throw to the plate. Not in time. A head first slide. And it's now 6-1. They appeal to see if he's left early. And Adrian Johnson, who on the rotation had the third base bag, says no. And it's a 5-run lead. On the bag here, Perez. Nope. It was close, but he did not leave early.
That foot was still on the base. Craig Counsell's coming out to see if he can take a look at that, but Adrian Johnson said, I haven't missed one all game. You're going to come question me on this one?
He said it with confidence.
He did. Craig Counsell believed him. Now he's back in and got another run.
I think Andres Blanco is telling Odubel Herrera, hey man, don't slide head first into home plate.
Yeah, but you can't block the plate really anymore. So
that's true. Ninth man to bat in this inning is Nick Williams. And he dribbles it foul. Nick is 1 for 3 in the game. Since July 1st, he is second in RBIs to Yuli Gurriel of the Astros, who has 14. Ground ball right side to his left is Villar. He throws him out, and the inning is over. But the Phils score 4 runs in the inning. A 2-run double from Tommy Joseph, a bases loaded walk, and a sac fly gives Aaron Nola a 5-run lead. Go to a wedding with Greg Murphy, that's what you're going to get. Delaware Valley Honda Dealers game summary as we go to the top of the 7th inning. Phillies just scored 4 runs to break open what was a 2-1 game. Matt Garza went 5 for the Brewers. Aaron Nola's gotten 6. And now he begins the 7th against Perez. He has sat for a while. It is a warm night. He has a tendency to sit in the dugout and keep himself loose. Cameron Perkins comes in to play left field. Not sure if Daniel Nava did anything on his double. 1 ball and 1 strike to Perez. Nava came into second base, and right there kind of grabbed the back of his leg.
I hope it's just a cramp. At least that's the hope. We don't need any more of those.
Great sign that Aaron Altair was taking BP today.
Yeah.
The 2-1 pitch to Perez. Broken back, ground ball to shortstop. Bats are flying this week, aren't they?
That 2-seamer looked like a chainsaw coming in there on those bats. Yeah, I mean that. Well, they've tried everything, haven't they? That thing hit him about 3 inches above his top hand. Don't care what you're swinging, that's going to break.
He fouls it back. It's 0-1. He is 0 for 2. He's flat out to center, and he's gone down on strikes. One and 2. Every time the Phillies pitchers retire, the opposition 1-2-3, which Nola has done in the 4th and 5th innings today. Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Off the foot of Pena.
So even though he got a double play, we're still not counting that as a 1-2-3 inning.
We are not counting that as a 1-2-3 inning. As much as I would like to bow to, your feelings on it, I just can't do it.
How many hitters hit that inning?
3.
How many runs did they score?
They scored nothing.
So how can that not be a 1-2-3 inning?
I think it's an inning where he faced the minimum.
He did.
But I think the terminology is that it can't be a 1-2-3. I am going to try to get you the perfect definition of that.
Oh, we have time. Get Murph on that. He might be down there with the Fanatico doing something. I never understood that. Why is that not a 1-2-3 inning? Face 3 batters.
Well, as we said before, I think technically it is, but I'm going to get you a perfect definition on it.
I'm anxiously waiting. Won't be able to sleep tonight.
Outside, ball 4. That is the second walk issued by Nola, who averages 2.7 walks per 9. Phillips homered his first time up, and then flat out to left his last time. Phillies bullpen is quiet. There's guys that are just stretching around. That's about it. Nola's been a little high with the last few pitches. We are getting closer to Saturday, July 29th, when the Phillies take on the Braves, and Hunter Hayes, the Grammy-nominated singer and songwriter, will perform after the game. It's a free post-game concert. Go to Phillies.com/Hunter Hayes for more information. Fly ball left field. Cameron Perkins wanders in. 2 outs here in the 7th. And Arcia is coming up. They've gotten Arcia twice. Once on a fly ball to right, the other time on a strikeout.
Tell you what, that was big. Get behind the count, you get a pop up.
Outside. McClure on the horn. Somebody's going to get up. Benishek. Tapper foul, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Just a bit outside. Velocity has been maintained pretty much the entire game.
Yeah, I think with Arcia hitting, if you can stay out there, you got a really good chance of getting him out.
There's Neshek.
In the 3+ games I've seen him hit, I'm not sure he can get out there and get that one.
Just missed again. 3-1. Well, let's see if he brings it back now, like he did earlier to Santana. Aguilar warming up in the on-deck circle. Kept going back to that spot.
Yeah, it's, you know, it looks like he just doesn't cover that part of the plate. And if he does, it's more of like a lean, like flailing type swing just to try to put it in play.
Three balls, 2 strikes. Runner will be off with 2 outs. Swing and a miss. He got him. 9 strikeouts for Aaron Nola. That ties his career high. This has been a strikeout-filled last 4 for Aaron Nola. Last time he did it was in July. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Our Toyota turning point, and our turning point has been Aaron Nola and his strikeouts tonight. I mean, he has been on fire.
Yeah, he's really been good. That two-seam fastball gets to the righty, starting it away, breaking it back in, the breaking ball to lefties, and then when he needs it, that changeup right there that he has just basically had everything working in this game tonight. Gave up the one solo home run, but other than that, has kept the Milwaukee Brewers offense basically like they are. You're going to hit a homer, you're going to strike out. And Aaron Nola's getting the strikeouts. And that's our Toyota turning point, and apparently he's done.
96 pitches.
Why not?
61 strikes. Bob McClure handshakes to Aaron Nola. Nola becomes the first Philly to have at least 7 strikeouts in 6 straight starts since Cliff Lee did it back in 2011. Aaron Nola has a 5-run lead as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's one of those nights. It's a great night to be a Philly because of the way their offense is swinging, the way Nola's pitching. Miguel Franco, and that's one of the first times we've seen him really pull off in the last several days.
Yeah, and I don't know if he was setting first pitch fastball and thinking he was going to try to get one run on the board quick.
Neshek loosening up. Well, the Cubs have already lost today. If you're looking at the Brewers in the standings, Pirates are leading the Rockies. That game's only in the 2nd inning. Cardinals, of course, beat the Cubs, so they've gained a half game so far on the Brewers. That division is tightening up.
Yeah, man, you read stuff on the Cardinals and they're done. They need to rebuild. And they're only what, 3 out, 4 out?
They're 4 out as of now.
4 out. And the Pirates, everyone talks about the Pirates. Are going to trade McCutchen?
Yeah, now they're talking about McCutchen being an MVP candidate.
Yeah.
2-1, bounce to short. And 1 gone here in the bottom of the 7th. And Cam Perkins is coming up for the first time. The standings that we were just talking about, the Reds are pretty much done at 10.5 out.
Especially when you got to try to jump 4 teams ahead of you. But
I wonder what that does for the trade deadline, because there's a number of names that have been popping out for all of those teams if they stay in the race. Heck, when we faced the Pirates a couple weeks ago, they were talking about they were going to have a fire sale.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been reading that, and the Cardinals too.
Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Now all 4 teams have to be buyers, don't they?
I would think so.
I mean, this is, it used to be, you knew by now whether you were in it or out of it. Most of the teams, there's a couple teams before the wild card especially. Now with 2 wild cards, you never know when you're out of it.
Yeah, that's why there's always been talk to move the trade deadline because of the wild card.
What, to August 31st?
Or August 15th?
I'm still a fan of no September call-ups. Let the call-ups be in April when you're going to need extra pitching and whatever. I don't think, you're a team in the postseason or with a chance to get in the postseason, and you're facing a team that's out of it, and they can bring in a new pitcher to every hitter for 3 innings.
Would you be opposed if there was a set roster every night? Would you be okay with that?
Yes. Yeah, if they had to say, okay, these are well, yes and no, because then you always have fresh pitchers.
That is true. 3-2 to Perkins. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. And Perkins is down on strikes. 2 outs here in the 7th. Want the most accurate forecast? Count on the team that gets it right. Count on NBC 10 First Alert Weather. Erica, Glenn, Tammy, Bill, and Crystal rated most accurate for your neighborhood. There's Tommy Joseph. He had a big hit his last time up. Double to center field.
Yeah, that was a tracer too.
Tommy down with 45 runs batted in as that foul ball got a piece of both Pena and the home plate umpire.
Which one's Murph?
He's not dressed up again, is he? Well, I would think he's green again.
You know, Murph can get orange on us sometimes.
Has to be if he's in there. That's not Murph's walk though.
Was that him?
I don't think it's him, but I could be wrong. 1-2. Nope.
Not me. Someone else sweating inside of that costume.
It's like to tell the truth here.
Is that the same one you wore?
Yeah.
Oh, that guy's got to be.
Poor guy.
Golly.
Did you get it cleaned?
I had it dry cleaned in the 7th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did he put it on right?
Line drive caught by Shaw. And Tommy slams his helmet down because he hit that one right on the nose. 1, 2, 3 go the Phils. That's not Murph. That's not Murph either. We'll go to the 8th. Is brought to you by your local Chevrolet dealers and by Jefferson Health. Call 800-JEFF now or visit jeffersonhealth.org. Phillies are on top 6-1 as we go to the top of the 8th inning. Time now for a Hyundai defensive play of the game. There's more than one.
Yeah, this one was a pretty easy one for Freddie right there. The ground ball, first pitch by Travis Shaw to get out of an inning, and then Cesar, Matt Garza on first base, VR hitting, and Garza runs right to the tag of Cesar, and the easy double play. And those are our defensive plays of the game, brought to you by Hyundai. Brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
Right. That's right.
I should have known that. I was with Schmitty all day today.
Here is Pat Neshek. By the way, you get yourself a pretty good debate going on Twitter about the 1, 2, 3 innings, huh?
Yeah. With your logic, that's a perfect game then if he only faces 27 guys. Give up 27 hits and get 27 double plays, it's still a perfect game. Oh, perfect games, no hits, no walks.
Don't you
a
like
1, 2, 3 inning is
like
facing
having this
three.
platform?
No. but a 1, 2, 3 innings, 3 batters up, 3 batters down. Just because one got a hit.
Aguilar swings through the next pitch. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
There's nothing defined in the rule that it's 27 up and 27 down for a perfect game. It's no hits or no walks or no errors, right?
Yeah, nothing. 1 and 2.
All right, so I'm done with that.
Most scoreless appearances at home for Neshek. He has 21. This is number 22.
Jeff Calhoun.
1987. Swing and a miss. Aguilar down on strikes. Boy, they are striking out a lot. That's 10 strikeouts now for Phillies pitching. And that has been part of their issue during this losing streak.
A little slider. Didn't have much break on it, but I think more of the change of speed got Aguilar out front. You see the spin on it. That location is perfect. The change of speed was perfect, and Aguilar was sitting on 97, which Neshek doesn't have.
0-1 to Vijar. He thought it was outside. Home plate umpire disagreed. Down the left field line. That's going to be in for an extra base hit. Perkins plays it off the wall. That is the 12th double of the year for the Brewers' second baseman.
Can't let him score. Got to keep that streak going.
Earned run average is at 1.16 for Neshek.
Think about that too. He only pitches an inning at a time. I mean, one bad inning,
and that thing
can skyrocket.
To the right side, that is a fair ball. Tommy Joseph easily to the first base bag. Well, Thames is retired for out number 2, and now Santana is coming up.
Here's where you got to watch first pitch with Santana.
th multi-hit game of the season for Santana. Just went soft with him.
Well, that was a hanger too.
Fastball.
A nice slow breaking ball right here might get Santana out in front.
Did you like that baseball right away? Looked like he was going to throw it back away. One ball, 2 strikes. Try to get a fastball to the outer edge, and now it's 2-2. Got him. There you go, John. That was 3 miles an hour slower than the earlier breaking pitch. He strikes out 2 in the inning. His streak of consecutive games to begin scoreless at home continues. It's at 22. Phils lead it as we go to the bottom of the 8th. On these Milwaukee Brewers, all children 14 and under will receive the Pico Odubel Herrera Performance T-shirt. Get your tickets now by going to Phillies.com. Saw that giveaway today. It's a good one. Eric Thames moves from first base to left field. And over to right field is Perez. Aguilar stays in the game to play first base. And the new pitcher is the lefty Josh Hader. Hard throwing lefty. We saw him last week.
Yeah, he's got a live fastball, mid to upper 90s. See those numbers. 1.29 ERA.
John, by the way, we have asked Elias, the official statistician of baseball, if they have a definition of a 1-2-3 inning for a pitcher. And their explanation, and this is the official statistician of all of baseball, there is no official definition. Usually when we put out a note on it, it means that 3 batters came to the plate and none reached base in any fashion. For example, a hit, a walk, a hit by pitch, or an error.
But there's no definition, but yet they're trying to define it.
Right. They are establishing their own definition.
Yeah, there's no definition for it, but here's what it means. So let's change it.
Well, we'll add that to the list of things that you would like to bring up in your postseason
be on the horn
meeting
tomorrow
with Rob Manfred.
I will be on the horn. You guys, if I'm not out there for photo day, I'm in a meeting in New York with Manfred.
2-1.
Discussing the 1-2-3 inning.
Mm-hmm. I think our list for that meeting is up to about 5 or 6 of important topics.
I think this is the one that gets me the most.
Swing and a miss, and Odubel has it even 2-2.
how does this guy only have 14 innings?
He was down in the minor leagues.
I know.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I mean, what kind of arms do you have in your bullpen that this one's not one of them?
He's got ants in his pants.
He is a rocker, isn't he?
Swing and a miss. Odubel's down on strikes. And one out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Andrew Knapp is coming in. No costume, but he's got an update on what's going on around baseball. Here's Greg Murphy.
It is our unlimited baseball break presented by T-Mobile. The Seattle Mariners are 2.5 games out of an American League wildcard spot, guys. So that today they went and traded away one of their top prospects for a left-handed pitcher, Marco Gonzalez. It's the second pitcher that the Mariners have added in the last 2 days. Now, Gonzalez is a very highly touted prospect of his own. However, he has only pitched in 1 game so far in the major leagues this year because he's recovering from Tommy John surgery. However, the Mariners think that he will be healthy enough to help them down the stretch, so they traded away one of their top prospects in hopes that he will be able to keep them in the race. Very interesting move. But they also said that, you know, they plan on using him obviously over the next couple of years as well, but they want his help this season as well. And in Minnesota, celebrating 30-year anniversary of the 1987 World Championship team, and a statue of Tom Kelly has been erected outside of Target Field. Of course, he led them to 2 World Series, one in '87, one in '91, retired as the longest tenured manager in baseball. When he did retire, a new statue has been erected at Target Field, guys. Well deserved. One
of the nicest guys you'll meet in the game. I don't know if you've ever come across with him, John.
I've had a conversation with him, yeah.
Pena is
he was no nonsense.
He was no nonsense. When I was in high school, I was at a camp going into my senior year, and he was part of the staff for this camp, and he was handling the first and third baseman at the time, which is what I was at that point. And he said to me, he said, I won't be here next week. It was a 2-weekend camp. He said, I will not be here next week. And I said, why? He goes, I got to go to Minnesota for meetings on Tuesday. He said, so here's my number. If you have any questions moving forward, let me know. And on Tuesday, he went out and he was named manager of the Minnesota Twins. He did not let on at all that he was being moved from the coaching staff to the managerial position.
We were doing a Gold Glove show at ESPN, and Mike Matheny said, hold on, guys, I got to take a break. It was a taped show. He said, I got to take a break. He walked out in the hallway, and he came back in, never said a word. And
at that point, he had a contract in his back pocket.
The next day, he was, you know, because ESPN was wanted to hire him. I mean, you know, very good speaker. Looks great in a suit. I mean, he's a handsome guy. Would have put me out of a job, but he was offered the job at the Cardinals and took it. Yeah, I haven't heard anything but good things about Tom Kelly.
Knapp fouls it away. It's 2-2. Here's that pitch that hit Pena on the foul ball. Oof.
Yeah, you remember Andrew Knapp caught one in Miami off the side.
Oh, again. He was stunned on that one.
Yeah, he was standing 8 count for sure. Trainer got out there to just give him time to clear some cobwebs.
A strike 3 call. Knapp's down looking. That's just some cheese right down the middle. Howie Kendrick will pinch hit. He said he would be available tonight if he had to make a double switch or if he needed to use him as a pinch hitter.
Or the lefty pitching tomorrow for Milwaukee, right? So maybe this is, you know, Pete wanting to get Howie in at bat against a left-handed pitcher.
One ball, no strikes. One ball, one strike. Adam Morgan, Hector Neris in the bullpen. Line drive, base hit back through the middle. That'll teach you doing a little twist as you came to the plate. And Howie Kendrick right off the disabled list and right into the hit column.
Well, Hank Aaron said it. You can time a jet going through the zone. It's that breaking ball. It's a different story. And Howie didn't have to worry about the breaking ball with Hader out there just throwing gas, and Howie caught one out front.
Cesar is 0 for 2 with a walk and an RBI.
Man, umpire got
the
that.
home plate umpire, yeah. Said he was good.
Yeah.
Oh,
man, that
knocked his throat guard right off.
It's that Steve Yeager, right?
Yep.
He's just going without it.
Slings a breaking ball outside, 2-1. Different pitcher right now.
Well, at you know, exit velocity of over 100 and something miles an hour right back at you. Kind of change the way you want to locate.
What is going on? It's a shooting gallery behind home plate.
Well, high velocity straight. Guys trying to lift.
Oh,
golly. You know, you wonder if that's going to happen more with the more uppercut type swings.
Pitch is hit foul behind home plate.
Like they actually have a tee now that's a launch angle tee.
I never saw that, really.
Instead of going straight up and down, it leans toward the pitch. Watch his catch.
Yeah, he missed it.
Deflection.
But one sweet over, he caught it.
Be some bad blood there, but we'll straighten those two out.
They could trade cheesesteaks or something. That hits Cesar Hernandez. So that'll put runners on first and second.
Hey, what, that dirt area in front of home is going to become a little lethal one.
Yeah, they should put some bubble wrap down there or something.
But yeah, but this is a tee that leans forward. So you follow the path of the tee.
What is it for, exit velocity?
No, launch angle.
Launch angle?
Yeah, it's a launch angle hitting tee or something it's called. I watched video of it the other day and I saw a kid hitting off of it.
You buy into it?
I don't know. I just, you know, to me, your bat doesn't stay through the hitting zone a long time. I mean, if you have power, absolutely. But, you know, would it work for everyone? Like Chris Bryant has always had an uppercut.
Right.
But I'm sure Chris Bryant was always one of the biggest kids. I mean, he's 6'5".
Right, and it's still there still has to be some even.
And it works for him. The launch angle works for him.
Popped up. Pena didn't know where it was, but it's going to be back into the seats. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I have to call this game. Everyone's getting hurt. Players, umpires, fans.
Sammy fielded that one cleanly.
Yeah, all we needed for that one to hit Sammy on the end of the finger and break his finger.
Not well.
Ooh.
That's right. He is the fastest.
I think he caught it with a little split finger grip.
Runners lead off. That one is spun back.
The guy in front of us with the Michael Jack Schmidt jersey on got that one. After it hit a chair. Didn't quite play it clean.
See Michael tomorrow. You saw him tonight.
Yeah.
A little Q&A. Outside, 2-2.
Got the round table tonight after this one. Friday night round table. It'll be a happier one. We hold on. This will be my first round table I've done after a Phillies win.
Oh, really?
Hey, we hold on to this. This will be my first 3-game winning streak since I've started announcing. I think Ben had a 4-game winning streak.
I agree. I believe that is true.
And then I broke that up. But
so you might even talk some baseball on the round table tonight.
Could be some chatter. Yeah.
2-2 to Galvis. We did not see Hader struggle at all last weekend in Milwaukee. But he has struggled since striking out the first 2 batters in this inning.
Tell you what, since Howie hit that rocket back at him, he hasn't been the same. He's trying to throw breaking balls now, and it looked like it tried to throw a change up there.
Runners go. The pitch is popped up. Freddie angry at himself. Well, the inning is over. The Phillies leave 2 here in the 8th inning. We will head to the 9th. The Phils trying for their 3rd consecutive victory. We'll be back right after this. Top 6-1. They scored 2 in the first on the homer by Freddie Galvis, and then 4 in the 6th inning. Freddie had an RBI there, but it was Tommy Joseph's 2-run double that was the big blow in that inning. And with the off day yesterday, Hector Neris is going to commit to this ball game.
If he doesn't get hurt throwing a warm-up, he almost
Sure what happened there.
working on his balk. Hector's numbers starting to get a little more presentable. Struggled early.
Well, he'll face Travis Shaw to start things off. It'll be Shaw, Perez, Pena for the Brewers here in the top of the 9th inning. There has to be some growing concern if you're Milwaukee. Losers of 5 straight. The lead, which was 5.5, is whittled down to 1.5 right now, but could be back to 1 with a loss today, with more than the Cubs breathing down their neck. That one's rolled over on to shallow right, 1 out. We watched the Brewers back in 2008 sort of implode, and it was a snowball. They just couldn't overcome the struggles. Now that was in September. We were in Milwaukee last week, and there was an article in the paper about the Brewers being 5.5 up, 10 games over 500, largest lead at the All-Star break. But the one paragraph in the story said, but the Brewers fans know 2008. It wasn't too far, it wasn't too long ago. Or I should say 2009. Wasn't too long ago. 2 balls, no strikes. In the air to left center field. That is well hit. Odubel's on the run, back to the wall, has room, and he makes the catch. 2 outs. Whew.
I thought that ball got in a little bit, just a little bit on Perez. I don't think he hit it off the sweet spot of the bat. It's supposed to be a pitch away. Look where it runs. It ends up in. No, he actually looked like he caught it off the end of the bat. Well, he caught it off the barrel. He caught it off the top of the bat, and that's why it didn't go out. No, his launch angle was just a tad off.
He needs that tee. Here is Pena. Now the Brewers did eventually make it to the postseason in 2008 after having the season sort of unravel. Ned Yost took over, or excuse me, Dale Swain took over for Ned Yost. And they lost to the Phillies in the division series. 0-2 to Matty Pena. Crowd of more than 17,000 on their feet. Swing and a miss. And the Phils have won 3 consecutive games as they have defeated the Brewers here at Citizens Bank Park and have handed Milwaukee its 6th consecutive loss. Well, this has been a good week to be a Phil. Tommy Joseph, a couple RBIs tonight. This is the 3rd time this year the Phillies have won 3 consecutive games, but their winning streaks have been few and far between. But they'll enjoy this one. Our W.B. Mason deliveries of the game. It begins with Freddie Galvis back in the 1st inning.
Yeah, Cesar Hernandez off and running on a 3-1 pitch, and Freddie said, you know what? You can slow up. I'll handle this one. Just trot with me. 2-run homer to get the Phillies on the board in the 1st, and then Tommy Joseph with after Daniel Nava hustling into second base on a base hit, 2nd and 3rd. He hits a scorching line drive off the center field fence to score both Franco and Nava and put this game out of reach. And those are our W.B. Mason deliveries of the game.
Well, it's turned out to be a good night for the Phils, not only because they got 7 strong from Aaron Nola, who's now 7-6, and his ERA continues to get